Hi everyone, I'm Amanda, and today I want to talk about blessings because the last video that I did was very rough and it was a lot of negative things. I mean, they were real things, it's part of my life, but I had people in my life say, well, how come you believe in a creator that loves you and that is there for you when, you've gone through all this difficult stuff and you've suffered and, you've lost your abilities and you've lost your energy, you've lost a loved one, and you lost your career after spending your whole life trying to get there. And it's necessary timing. The Lord, our Creator's timing is always way, way more complex than we can understand at the time. But it's perfect timing, the way that our Creator works. And I've had a ton of blessings in my life throughout my lifetime, and I need to say those so that you do know how beautiful God, our Creator, has been in my life. And before I get to that, I want to talk about unfulfilled prayers and suffering. And honestly, when I think back on all the prayers that I have asked my Creator, every single one that I can remember has been answered. Not always on my timing, but it's always been answered. And I've noticed that when I pray for others, those prayers get answered even quicker than the ones that are concerning myself. And the only prayer that I can think of that has not been fulfilled yet is the healing of my body, my genetic condition, the restoration of my voice and my energy and my ability to control my lips, my mouth. And like when I think back, the Lord really has healed me a lot after a lot. I've gotten sick a lot from viruses, all kinds of things. And He has healed me from that. He has brought me out of that. Like you wouldn't believe. I've been laying there on the floor thinking this is it, trying to figure out how to say goodbye, and then boom, my Creator, YHWH, He helps me, heals me. So He has healed me, just hasn't fulfilled fully that prayer to restore my voice. And I believe that He already has started to heal me, but it's on His timing and not mine. And the thing is, I know why it has to be in His timing and not mine. And that is because if it was my timing, then I would never know that He existed. I wouldn't know that there was this presence of love and power greater than myself, beyond myself. that is working in the world and giving life. So I wouldn't have that relationship and knowledge of him, that he is real. And the other thing is, his timing is better than my own because he is outside of time. That dimension of time, he is outside of it. He created it all. So he knows what's coming, and he knows way more than I do. So I trust in his will and timing. Another thing is, I don't think that all of our prayers are fulfilled right away in the way that we want. Some aren't fulfilled, for our lifetime. And I think that is because otherwise we get what we want when we want it all the time, and we would become spoiled, rotten brats. We would not be better people. And I think it is necessary to suffer and to not always get what we want so that we grow and become better people, so that we can coexist together in peace forever. That is the goal of everything. So we can survive in a state of love and peace with our Creator, Yeshua, Yahweh, forever. And suffering and unfulfilled prayers are necessary for a lot of that to happen. It's a fact of life. That is a necessary component temporarily in this life to get to an eternity where we don't need the suffering anymore. And it's just the fact of life, like I need air to breathe. That's just the reality. And have you ever met someone that has gotten everything that they ever wanted, they're spoiled rotten, and they're not fun to be around, they're not pleasant to interact with, they're not compassionate and selfless, they're very greedy, selfish, they can't get enough, they don't feel like they've gotten enough, and they're just all around not pleasant. Now, every person in this life is gonna suffer. They're gonna have a season of suffering. And you may look at someone and go, they haven't suffered a day in their life. First off, give it time. They're going to go through what they have to go through to be a better eternal being with Christ, with our Maker. So if they haven't gone through that yet, give it time. It'll happen. But secondly, remember that people are suffering and you can't see it. You don't always know when they are suffering. Like right now, I'm suffering a little, but I don't know who knows it or not. And I could look at someone with everything in the world and they could still be suffering mentally, emotionally. They could have stuff in their body that they don't talk about, they try to hide. So you never know if someone else is suffering. Everyone is suffering at some point in this life. And it's all different because we all require different scenarios and different suffering to understand, to grow. And then to be grateful when we're not suffering, to understand that difference and what love is. And another thing about suffering is that it's necessary for us to be connected with our Creator, to reach out for Him, and to understand that He is not the suffering. And that when we suffer, He suffers with us. He feels everything that we feel. So don't get angry at God. Don't get angry at your Creator when you're suffering, because He is right there with you, hoping that it ends. Some of it we bring on ourselves. We worry about things, we get afraid, And we don't need to, because our Lord has it in his care. Our Creator has it. He has us and he is with us. So instead of feeling this torment because this didn't go the way I planned, I lost this, they're going to think this, I look this certain way, and you don't like any of it, well, that stuff isn't important. So let it go. Give it to God. When you're suffering and it's emotional, give it to Christ. And instead, live in the joy that you're not going through it alone. That it will end. That it will make sense later. And when I get hurt, I go, oh Lord, if it's physical especially, because you can't always make that go away when you're suffering physically. So you go, Lord, I give this to you. I love you, Yeshua, Yahweh, my Lord. I give this pain to you. I go through this pain with you out of love. To come out the other side and know that you are greater, you are bigger, and you can defeat it. And that won't ruin my faith in you. And I go, Lord, I choose to feel joy in this moment, however I can, because I have you and I have love. I am love, because I have you with me, in me, around me. And he returns that joy. And then he doesn't feel as much suffering either when I feel joy. He wants to heal us. He wants to help us. He wants us to reach for him and know that he is there. And so my suffering fades. It really does. I'll have a headache, a stomachache, I hurt in my joints, my jaw will hurt, whatever it is. And he will take it away when I'm praying with him. When I am with him, he takes it away. Sometimes it takes time, but it does go away. And that joy can really numb some of that pain that you're feeling. It can replace it. Now, just because I say that suffering is necessary and good for us to grow, and it's only in this life, not in the next, if we're with our Creator, and we're alive, sustained by him in the next life, we're not going to have pain, we're not going to have suffering. And this isn't to say that you should go out there and create suffering for another human and go, oh, it's okay, it's good for them. Because we're not meant to do that. We're meant to be love. And love does not cause suffering. It does not intentionally go out there and cause suffering. We are to help ease suffering. We're to be compassionate and loving. Because that is who Christ is, our Creator. That is who he is. He is love. He assists us in our suffering. And he doesn't cause the suffering. Our Creator allows it. He created Satan, the devil, the adversary force, okay? That first being that fell and rejected his Creator and wanted to destroy creation and everything good, that being, yes, the Lord created. And he created him beautiful and powerful, and he shared his power with this being. And what did that do? This being was prideful, arrogant, and rejected the very Creator that gave him that beauty, that gave him that strength and power, that allowed him to have this whole earth to reign over. the Lord gave him that out of love. And this being fell and became an adversary toward the Creator and has created his own false reality, his own, knockoff of our Creator's. And this fallen being, he fell because he had everything. He hadn't gone through the suffering, and that was his choice. The Lord created him with the option to reject him. Because the Creator himself needed to feel humility. He needed to humble and lower himself through creating a being that would reject him. Because he knew what was going to happen. You can't be a great master if you're not humble, if you haven't put yourself on the level of your creation or your workers, those that are helping you, those that are serving you. You have to be on their level. And so our Creator did that for us. And more than once, more than one time. For every time that we suffer, he feels it too. And so our Creator doesn't create the suffering in that he doesn't go out and hurt us personally. Instead, the being that had fallen, Satan, the devil, the adversary force, our Creator allows him to exist and be the mechanism that causes the suffering in this life. But that fallen being will not be able to forever cause that suffering. But the fallen one, is the one that creates that suffering in this lifetime. He puts his thoughts out there in the world, and then we decide whether we want to let them in and have those thoughts control us, or whether we want to reject that adversary force and instead let our Creator in love have our life in his hands. So we put our faith and our walk in love of our Creator instead of giving into the thoughts and the feelings brought on by the adversary. And so that is a critical suffering is critical, and it is temporary. And with Christ, with our Father, with our Creator, he really takes away a lot of that suffering. And he gets us through it. So here I am. Today, right now, other than I get uncomfortable when I follow Christ and I put my life in his hands. When I trust in his will instead of my own, everything is better. But that first step is uncomfortable until I realize I don't need to have fear because the Lord has me in his arms and he loves me. He is directing the words coming out of my mouth. He is directing my steps. So then I don't have fear, and then I'm not uncomfortable any longer. So here I am. I want to share my blessings, and I'm going to go back to the very beginning. My first and foremost blessing, other than having a Creator I can talk to, is my parents. My parents are amazing. They love the Lord, their Creator, and they love me and my brother. and he loves the Lord. That's another blessing. I have him, and they have been the greatest parents I could imagine. They have applied the right amount of discipline. They have not abandoned or abused any of us, me or my brother. They haven't. They have just been love to this day, and they're so giving and forgiving and understanding. And I love them, and they're still together. They still love each other. And everything they do for Christ, for our Creator, and they are blessed, as I am blessed, through them and through the Creator. And other blessings, I have so many. I'm only going to list a few. I had the best friend I could ask for from kindergarten on, and we are all of our time together were blessings that I had. We did a ton of fun things together, and so it was very helpful for me, physically helping me do things, and I'm forever grateful to her. To me, in my heart, she is still my best friend. She always will be. But we don't live in the same city now, so we don't hang out that often, but we'll still talk every now and then, and I follow her on her social media, and I pray for her, and when I get more of my energy back and my voice back, then I will definitely hang out with her more and reach out to her more. So she's still there for me, and I love her. I love you. Other blessings as a kid throughout my young adulthood, I would go on vacations, and I'd go to Florida. I'd go to Panama City Beach, where we had a condo with wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling windows, and a deck you could walk out on. A covered porch. Oh, that was heavenly. Sitting out there, right on the water. You're right on the beach. And you would take an elevator down 8 floors and then walk right out, and you're on the beach. Crystal clear water, soft sand that was like pure white sand. It was awesome. And we would go every summer. And then my other blessing was every winter we'd go to my grandparents who lived out there in Colorado, and they had property in the mountains, and they had chickens and a cow. I got to lay down on a baby calf and snuggle. I got to take a snowmobile through the snow in the mountains right outside their house in Colorado. And every year we'd go there, and that was so fun. And they were awesome grandparents. And then I had another blessing is I had a voice ever since I could sing. When I was like 4 or 5, I was singing in the choir, I was singing in pop shows, I recorded music, I wrote my own songs, I could play piano. Everyone told me they loved my voice, like it was a gift from God. And I still have it. It comes and goes, but it taught me not to take those things for granted, because I did. I was always shy, and I would hide my voice. I didn't want to sing unless I was real ready, because I was very critical of myself. And yeah, I have those recordings on my other channel. It's youtube.com/@mutant names. and I already linked that in my last video description, but I forgot to put the at sign on the video, so it's at mutant mains, MAINS, and I could sing anything and everything, high, low, strong, soft, falsetto, and I'm just so grateful for all those. I'm grateful for my vision. The Lord has been healing my vision, over the past several years. It's just amazing. And because I had horrible eyesight my whole life, I had to sit in the front row at school, and even then I couldn't see very well. And the sunlight was terrible on my eyes. I was squinting, and everyone thought I was angry because I was squinting. But now I could go out in the sun, and I could see fine. The sunlight doesn't hurt my eyes at all. So, glory to Yahweh, glory to Yeshua, my Creator, for that. And I'm just getting over being sick, and the Lord is getting me back into good health from that. So I'm very grateful. I'm very blessed. And I know I'm forgetting a lot of blessings, like my husband. He is a hard-working husband, and I love him. And my stepdaughter, his daughter. I'm grateful to have a home to give her, and wisdom to give her if she ever needs it. And I love her so much. She's a really good kid. She's funny. 16 right now, and I just love talking to her when I can and being around her. And other blessings, the house that we live in, I got to design it, and I love this house. It's small, but it's the biggest that we could afford. And we have, a lot that it's on that has trees out that window, every window around me. I can look out and see trees and the sun and the sky. So I'm very grateful for that. I'm grateful for my dog and our little pets that we've had throughout the years. Yeah, we've had chickens, we've had rabbits, prairie dogs, ferrets, guinea pigs, rats, and then my grandpa's had goats, and I got to pet them. I love animals, so I'm grateful for all of that. I'm grateful for all the friends that I have. They are truly amazing people. And I'm grateful that I can talk to you today, that I have a computer and a mic and a camera and a brother across the way that I can play video games with whenever I have the energy to play what I can. Yeah, I have so much to be grateful for. The fact that my hair, I don't have to style it. Every day I can just kind of wake up and it's out of my face and doesn't look that bad. So I want to keep this short, so I'm going to end it here. If y'all have any questions or you can't understand something that I'm trying to say, please write me in the comments and I'll answer for everyone so they know what I was trying to say to mouth to you there. And I love y'all, and I'm praying for all of you, and keep calling out to God, keep calling out to your Creator, to Yahweh, to Yeshua, who died for us in the flesh, our Christ, our Savior. And keep looking for truth with a good heart. May everything you do be out of love and truth. And don't let the suffering get to you. Don't let the adversary get in your head. You don't need to be depressed or anxious. Reach out and help will be given to you. Aid will come your way. Ask for help. And don't lose hope. The suffering doesn't have to be as bad as we make it. So, and it'll end. It will end. I love y'all. Stay in joy. When you hit your head on something, sing and say thank you, and it'll go away. Stub your toe, just say, thank you, Lord, I went through that for you, I love you. Take away this pain. So, thank you for watching, and have a good week. May the Lord bless you always in every way that you need, that you may not even know that you need. Lord Yahweh bless them. Have a good week. Bye.